Our topic today is spiders, and I've never read these books, so we're going to just wing this. Okay, our first book is Miss Spider's Tea Party by David Kirk. Has anybody ever seen a spider out there? You have? Do you like spiders?
No.
You don't?
I like
You do? Okay. Okay, hopefully everybody can see. One lonely spider sipped her tea while gazing at the sky. She watched the insects on the leaves and many flying by. If I had friends like these, she sighed, who'd stay a while with me. I'd sit them down on a silken chairs and serve them cakes and tea. So she's having cakes and tea with them. Do you guys ever have tea parties?
With a spider?
With You have tea parties? Cool.
I had a pretend tea party with my mom and dad.
Very good. Two timid beetles, Ike and Mary, crept from the woodwork that same day. But when Miss Spider begged, please stay, they shrieked, oh no, and dashed away. So they didn't want to join her in her tea party. Can we all see the pictures? Okay. Three fireflies flew inside that night, their spirits high, their tails alit. They spied the web and shrieked in fear, we'd better get away from here. The little trio did not feel that they'd care to be a spider's meal. So what are they afraid of? Do you guys know?
The spider rib.
The spider might eat them, yeah. So they don't want to stay. I'll see that. But she just wants to have tea with them, so. 4 bumblebees buzzed by outside. Please come to tea, Miss Spider cried. The 4 ignored her, swaying there. She waved to a tea towel in the air. She took a cup and tapped the glass. Then one bee spoke to her at last. We would be fools to take our tea with anyone so spidery. So she still can't get anybody to have tea with her. Poor lady. Yeah, those are bumblebees right there. Can you see now? Okay. Can't see holler and all. Within the shadows of the room, just peeking from behind a broom, 5 grinning faces bobbed and peered. Miss Spider smiled, her heart was cheered. Descending from a closer look, she danced into the gloomy nook, but sadly found those jolly mugs belonged also to rubber bugs. So she found rubber bugs. Any of you guys have rubber bugs that you play with? No? No rubber bugs? Yes. He has rubber bugs, okay. Some ants strode in. They numbered 6, but ants with spiders will not mix. She brewed them tea from the hips of roses. The proud platoon turned up their noses. So she's trying to make them tea from roses. Can y'all see? Yeah, they're coming to the tea party, the ants are. A fine bouquet concealed its prize of 7 dainty butterflies. Miss Spider, watching from the wall, was not aware of them at all. So now she's got some butterflies. Do you see the butterflies, everybody? Have you guys been seeing lots of butterflies outside?
I did.
Lots of monarchs are migrating right now.
I like butterflies.
You like butterflies? They're pretty. You do? Okay. The tea table was set for 8 with saucers, cups, and silver plate. The cakes were fresh, the service gleamed, yet no one would arrive, it seemed. Her company in no demand left her a cup for every hand. So she's got her tea party ready. She's just waiting for her guests. 9 spotted moths kept safe and warm in shelter from a thunderstorm. They stood beneath an open sash and watched the jagged lightning flash. Miss Spider dropped down on a thread, a silver tray above her head. She'd hoped to please them, but instead, so there she's got her moths, and then her silver stream is somewhere. I'm not finding it. They flew away in mortal dread.
That's the evil spider.
Well, she's not evil, they're just afraid of her. They've left me alone, she cried. She dabbed her eyes and sadly sighed. It's plain no bugs will ever stay. Her tears splashed down upon the tray. So now she's sad. No one will come to her tea party. Ten tiny steaming cups of tea were perched atop her trembling knee. She sipped and sobbed, then heard a cough, and turned to see a small wet moth, a fragile thing so soaked by rain, his wings too damp to fly again. So this is the moth she's talking about. So maybe the moth will stay for some tea. Okay. She smiled and took a checkered cloth to cloak the frail and thankful moth. They talked and snacked on tea and pie until his tiny wings were dry. Then, lifting him with a tender care, she tossed him gently in the air. So she gave him tea and cake to get him all warm and so he could fly again. We'll see. The moth told Ike, then Ike told May, who went from bug to say, there's no reason to alarm. She's never meant to us any harm. So later on that afternoon, assembled in the dining room, 11 insects came to tea to share Miss Spider's courtesy. So now she's got friends, because the one person she was nice to, they went and told all their friends, and now she's got all these little friends having tea with her. 12 tender violets in a vase, presented at Miss Spider's place. Set by her chair, so neatly spun, she munched the blossoms one by one. Her friends were glad to watch her feast upon the floral centerpiece. It was great relief to see she ate just flowers and drank just tea. Miss Spider's reputation grew. Before too long, our hostess knew each bug who crawled or hopped or flew, and all their lovely children too. So she not only got lots of friends, she's got all their kids are coming to see her too.
Picture book.
Picture book. And that's the last picture. It just shows her with all her little friends having tea.
I saw a picture book.
Okay. Hopefully this one's not too high for you guys' level. We'll see as we go along. If you guys have any questions, holler them out. This is a backyard book. What's your question?
I saw one in my backyard climbing up and down the spider web.
Oh, okay. Did you guys know we have a spider web out in the nature playscape? How many of you guys have played in the playscape? I know a few of you have. So, yeah, so when you're out there, you get to pretend you're a spider.
You know where Graham's farm is at?
Yeah, you're at Graham's farm.
There's the animal at.
We don't have any live animals other than what's outside naturally, like you might see a frog or a chipmunk, squirrels, birds, lots of birds. Butterflies, lots of butterflies. Hopefully when you're down by the playscape, if there should be some butterflies down in the butterfly gardens. There's been quite a few down there, so. Okay, this book is called Backyard Books, Are You a Spider? By Judy Allen and Tudor Humphreys. These are kind of neat little books, so. Okay, are you a spider? If you are, your mother looks like this and spins webs. So does anybody's mom look like this?
Does your mommy look like a spider? Then you better say no.
Unless somebody has Spider Woman for a mom. Your mother laid eggs and wrapped them in a special silk pouch. You are inside one of them. So that's the pouch is on here. When you break out of your eggs, you will find you have a lot of brothers and sisters. You are small, but you will all get bigger. So you start off as small and then they just get bigger. So there's a lot of them. You look perfect. You have tiny waist and 8 hairy legs. So does anybody have 8 hairy legs here? You have 2 handy claws for pushing food into your mouth. So a spider is going to use a claw to get their food. You have 8 eyes. You have 6 spinnerets hidden underneath your body, and they are for spinning silk thread. Silk thread is the most important thing in your life. Begin to spin some of it at once. You need it to help you move away and start your new life. Spin out the thread so it floats in the air. With luck, a breeze will catch it and carry it away. So have any of you guys ever been outside when you found like a thread out there and it's kind of attached to you? That's a spider thread. I'm sure we could find a spider web out here. Or you could just walk. Use your silk thread as a safety line when you walk. If you fall, hang from your line until you stop spinning and then climb back up into it again. So you're going to hang from a thin line. And we'll see when we go out there. I'm sure there's spider webs around here somewhere. We've always got tons of stuff.
Holly, sit on your bottom.
Use your silk thread to build a web, and a web will catch flies, and flies are good to eat. Attach these threads first. These threads must be very strong. This is hard work. So they're going to make a giant spider web with threads.
Do your job.
Attach these threads next. These threads must be very sticky. This is even harder work. Congrats, you've built a beautiful web. So when you guys go out and play in the spider web today, think about if that was a giant spider, how they made the web.
What about the spider part?
What about the spider part? When a fly flies into your web, it will stick there. Run and bite it. Your bite will make it go to sleep. You can eat it now, or you can wrap it in silk thread and save it for later. Yeah, they eat flies, yep. Watch out for birds. Birds are dangerous. Birds eat spiders. So so they're watching out for birds out there because they want to get ate. Hide under a leaf. That way the birds won't see you. Keep one foot on your web. If the web shakes, you will know you have caught a fly. It's kind of advanced. Watch out for wasps. Wasps are dangerous. A wasp sting can kill a spider. Has anybody been stung by a wasp in here? Have you? Did it hurt? Yeah. If you catch a wasp in your web, don't try to eat it. Try to cut it free. Be sure to keep away from the end that stings. So just like you guys do when you see wasps, you don't want to be stung. The spider doesn't want to be stung by a wasp either.
Yeah, I got them though.
However, if you look something like this or this or this, you're not a spider. Do you guys look like these pictures?
We're not a spider. Good to know. We're not a spider. I was wondering.
A human child, you do not have 8 eyes, 8 hairy legs. You might have a tiny waist, but you definitely don't have spinnerets, and you can't spin silk thread. So none of you guys have 8 eyes, do you? No. Or 8 legs, so you're not spiders.
2.
You got 2 legs? Good. But you can do a lot of things spiders
I
can't.
got 2 hands.
You must still be careful, wasp, but you don't have to bother making a web. Best of all, you will never ever have to wrap up a fly and eat it. Isn't that good news? Okay, that's the end of that one. Where are we at for time?
I think I'm going to take my 3-year-olds out of here.
Okay,
As long as we can sat.
that's fine.
So Miss Jenny's 3-year-olds, we're going to, if you're in my class, Miss Jenny, please stand up. We're going to go ahead and quietly. We're going to go in this other room.
Outside?
Okay, the last book we'll do,
You can stand up, honey.
and I'll try moving up this way for some of you guys. This kind of it has some spider stuff, but it's creepy crawlers. I was trying to find what books we had, so I kind of was jumbling at the last minute. Creepy Crawlers, it's illustrated by Peter Scott, written by Sarah Cann, and designed by Reuben Behrens. Spiders and flies. Spiders spin webs using sticky threads they make in their bodies. They weave their webs to catch flies. Lift the flaps to see a spider spinning its web. So who wants to come up and lift the flaps? Do you want to come do it? Anybody want to come lift the flaps? Okay, I'll do it. All spiders have 8 legs. This one has 8 legs or 8 eyes too. So they're showing it spinning a web. Flies and other insects are trapped by the sticky threads of the web. The spider can feel the web trembling. So they're showing. She wraps the fly up in the thread so he can't escape. So it's showing kind of like that other one where they kind of got it in the stuff. Okay, slugs and snails. Slugs and snails like to live where it's damp and cool. This is a slug. Slugs and snails make slippery slime to help them glide along. Who has made this shiny trail? So they've made a trail, and it's just showing a slug down there. Slugs can use their slime to help them get down from high places. So if you're kind of slimy, you know how it's easier to move around. That's what a slug does. Slugs eat vegetables from gardens and fields. This makes gardeners and farmers very angry. Why don't we, since it's getting close, I'm not going to finish this one. I think we got past the spider stuff. Let's go ahead and go for a walk.